Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to such a period for you of me versus we energy. Holy cow. That is what's going to be happening for you guys. I mean, we're going to be, first of all, we're going to be covering the 8th to the 21st, just so you guys understand the time frame. I'm going to be doing a deep love read, deep dive love read next week for in honor of Saint Valentine. But I'm going to be doing career and relationship here in this one as well. But you know, I have to tell you guys, you have a lot going on there in that 5th, 8th house axis. You really do, especially on February 8th to March 2nd. You have Saturn, which is all about structure, rules, and karma that needs addressing the past, right? It's like having to do that homework, right? In a tight 10th square to Uranus. I did talk about this in my astrology for the month of February video. So if you want to check that out. But this is happening for you guys, Libra, in your 5th and 8th house. You have all of this energy in your 5th house. Great conjunction, Saturn, Libra, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, retrograde, all. And then in the 8th house, you have Uranus, which is all about revolutionary change. So 5th house has to do with falling in love, romance, your creativity, your children, your entrepreneurial effort. So it really could have to do with money, relationship, kids. It could cover a lot, right? And we have it squaring in this 10th square with the 8th house, which is your partner's money, your money. How does it blend with your partner's money as a we kind of energy? Intimacy, communication, endings and beginnings, the past, dealing with the past, issues with the past. The 8th house also has to do with like the stock market, your money that you make in business with other people. It has to do with the money that you make from any kind of lawsuit. It's the money that you make from a lawsuit. The lawsuit itself is 9th house. The 8th house is the money for inheritance, for retirement, you know, anything having to do with that investment. Are you getting the money from the bank for the house? Anything like that. So it's going to be this tense, right? You want the house, 5th house energy. 8th house is the bank going to give you the money. 5th house, you want it, the house. 8th house is the person going to offer you what it is that you're asking. 5th house, you know, you're married. How connected are you feeling to your partner? Are there issues with intimacy? 8th house. So there are issues with your relationship just in general, and you guys feeling like you're on the same page. So it really could be, right, really hitting any area of your life. So I do feel like everyone is feeling is feeling very tired up to this point because of many different reasons. But these energies in particular are going to be hitting certain signs more than others. And you're just going to feel so tired when it comes to just even dealing with your relationship. You're really going to feel like physically exhausted. So make sure that you rest. You try to rest. Give yourself a little nice something each day. Even if it's just 15 minutes of deep belly breathing, elevating your legs, breathe into your belly, not your shoulders. Think clearly. You cannot breathe into your shoulders. It's a little trick. Okay, a lot of you guys know I was a massage therapist for 25 years in my first life, 30 years. I am retired now, hence my nails. I could never have nails when I was a massage therapist. But, yeah, it's all about the breath, right? Belly breath, never shoulder breathing. When we breathe into our shoulders, we actually cut off our ability to quickly access, and I'm giving you the Reader's Digest version here, your short-term memory and your short-term problem-solving skills. You're feeling really confused about something, lay down, elevate your legs. If you're not, you know, very comfortable with any kind of meditation, just some really deep belly breaths. Breathe in for 5, breathe out for 8. And that will help at least relax you, and you'll be able to have a little bit of clarity to get through whatever is going on for you right now. And I feel like all the cardinal signs are going through quite a lot. Now, obviously, Libra, it depends on what else is in your natal chart and what the transits are triggering. Some of you are going to be having a better experience than others right now. I don't know your personal chart. Ooh, look at this. All right. Yeah. I like this energy for sure, having to do with the Wisdom of the Oracle. I have message in the bottle, getting really honest about how it is that you feel, but don't pull the trigger on anything. Get in touch with the why of a situation. Why do you feel a certain way? Why are you holding on to something that you may need to let go of? What about the circumstances making you still stay if you don't feel like it is? But this is about, these three together tell me that you're going to very much be getting very honest with yourself about why you're staying in that job, why are you dealing with that connection, why, whatever it is, why are you still holding on to that thing if this has to do with divorce? Why, whatever it is, why are you still holding on to that, whatever, that idea having to do with money? So that I feel like is happening, but you're in a space of choice right now. What path are you going to take? Which staircase are you going to end up taking? Staircase A or staircase B? Now, right here, we're talking about our career/money. So any kind of lawsuit, again, inheritance, insurance payout, your job, anything like that. Then we have the messenger coming in. This incites a new cycle. So a new cycle is happening for you in your career. There's some sort of message that's coming in. You have to look at that message a lot more closely. It does seem like you're getting a lot of attention, a lot of accolades, either at work or regarding some sort of financial situation. This is a beautiful message coming in. This could also be positive information coming through the internet. So this could absolutely be, hey, you got the job, but guess what? That job is going to incite a new cycle, which is awesome. Make sure you read the fine print, especially during Mercury retrograde, right? We're not going to be out of shadow until, I'm saying like the last couple of days of the month, beginning of March, right? There's going to be some sort of conflict, but then it's going to give way to sun, right? The clouds are conflict. So it does indicate to me that there's some sort of new cycle. You're approaching some sort of new cycle to do with work. So maybe you're doing the same work, but you're doing it differently. Maybe your hours changed. Maybe you're changing career altogether. Maybe you just started a lawsuit. Maybe you're trying to strategize some sort of investment. Anything like that. Now, coming into this energy, we have the Four of Coins. So being very concerned about your long-term security. So, nothing lives on its own. So even if, for example, even if this has to do with, say, the dissolution of a marriage, you're very concerned about your long-term security, right? Sometimes it can show up as greed, but I'm really not even going to go down that road because I just feel like, especially now, the times that we're in, you're just feeling very careful to take care of the possessions that you do have, right? Taking care of what you do have and trying to protect what it is that you do have. And some of you may be dealing with some sort of lawsuit and you being like, all right, I'm feeling protective of my money here. Now, the situation, currently we have the King of Coins working with the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the King of Coins is very solid, practical energy, smart investor, somebody who's very smart with money, somebody who's in control of money, somebody who could be, this could have to do with your boss. This could have to do with the person who holds the money, who holds the bag of money in a situation. It could have to do with that. And that is working with the Queen of Swords. There being a lot of honesty here. Libra, I feel like you're just very focused on becoming very self-sufficient. And you're trying to be really, really honest about a situation, and you don't want to play any sort of semantic games with anybody when it comes to money. You don't want to play any sort of like nonsensical, it's like you don't mind negotiating, but you want to be able to negotiate fairly, obviously, right? Because you guys are Libra. You want to be fair about a situation, but you're being very, you have somebody figured out. You have a situation figured out. That's the thing with the Queen of Swords energy that's important to note, is she has everybody's stuff figured out, their motivation and everything, as soon as they walk in the room without even opening their mouth, right? Now, we do have the Eight of Wands. Now, really good energy for you. This is very good news coming in that's going to incite almost a frenetic change. So maybe you've been waiting for a job offer. Maybe you've been waiting to find out, did you get that house? Waiting to find out, are you able to make that investment? Are you able to retire? Waiting for the finalization having to do with that alimony, child support, whatever, okay? But good news coming in. Now we have the Five of Cups energy. So the thing is this, this may be the situation where something comes in that you were waiting for, but it ends up bringing with it a sense of sadness and a sense of grief and feeling really bad and feeling very sad about a situation. So, you know, a lot of times this can come up for certainly those of you who are maybe in a situation where you're working at least towards a dissolution of your marriage, where there really is like this, all right, thank God the good news came in from a pragmatic perspective, right? It's like, good, I could move forward now. But man, do I feel sad about how all of this has rolled out. You know, even if you know it's the right thing. It's like the ending of a fairy tale, for lack of a better term. That's going to be for some of you. Others of you, this offer is going to come in that you've been waiting on, right? Okay, we want your house. This is what we're going to get. And you're like, yeah, not so much. Like, it's not good enough. You know, and you being in the space of like, oh, I don't know if I could take that. I'm not sure. I don't know. But the thing is, try not to make any sweeping decisions here right now, Libra, honestly. And, you know, the tricky thing about the readings is it's very easy to forget them the second that we listen to them. But I'm not kidding. With Mercury being retrograde with Venus there, it's very easy for us to be sort of sucked into something. You want to make sure that you don't make any big sweeping decisions. Like, for example, if somebody comes in and they have good news, I want to buy your house, good news, you got the job, good news, but this is the pay, or this is what I'm giving you, or this is the settlement, or this. And you're like, absolutely not. Don't do that. Sit on it. Sleep on it. Wait a little bit before you even negotiate, because you may end up feeling sorry for how something ends up transpiring. So just be careful. You want to watch your words, right? We have the Ten of Swords here. You're definitely done with something here having to do with finances. Whether this is having to do with you're done with a job, you're done with a project. This is painful. So this wouldn't be like the woohoo, we finished the project, so now we could move on. That would be more of like a world energy kind of thing, right? Ten of Swords is this is kind of painful. So this is you making the hard decision to leave a job, maybe you getting fired, you making the decision to sell a business, you making the decision to move on from something because it's just not working. It's like one sword at a time over time, and it's just ending up not being the right thing for you. And you realizing it, you realizing that you need to move on from something, right? The way that it was anyway. Now we have the Knight of Coins. This is an external energy that's impacting you. And this is patience, hard work, energy. This could certainly be a general energetic influence for sure. This could just be where maybe you're working in a place where okay, how do I want to say this? So maybe like you're doing your job differently and somebody is exercising a lot of patience with you, right? This could certainly be that with the Knight of Coins energy, because there is, again, this energy. This could be also somebody who's really reliable at work, somebody who's very hardworking. Well, very, very hardworking. But what I like about the Nine of Coins energy is the Nine of Coins energy can bring you in another path. Like this could be somebody who's really a hard worker in whatever it is that they do. So this could even be somebody at work that you work with, maybe in a different department. Even though you're hurting about not doing what you were before, you're moving forward, or this is somebody who's a really hard worker in this new job, or this could be like a new lawyer that you've hired kind of thing. So even though you're feeling the ending of something, this person comes in with a lot of patience and they want to help you out. Now the challenge for you is the moon. So you may feel like there are things going on underneath your nose that you don't know about, right? Because that's that moon energy. But you might achieve something here having to do with finances, whether it's career or getting to a certain point in an agreement, but ultimately feel like at the end it wasn't even worth it. And then your emotions run high, you know, your emotions come in. Now, this is what you're afraid of, right? You're afraid of your emotions running high with your colleagues, and you might end up needing to protect yourself from some sort of negativity, and you're afraid of that. You don't want to deal with that. Like, money matters are okay, but you want more satisfaction than just showing up for the paycheck. You want to like where you work. You don't want to have to deal with any sort of nonsense at work, right? So for a lot of you, that could definitely be, you know, kind of tickling at you a bit. But we do have the Three of Coins here, which I like. You know, Three of Coins is a good building energy. Mars and Capricorn. This is putting in the hard work. I always call this the architect energy. This is teamwork, collaboration, focusing on your skill, you know, doing what you do really, really well, which is really nice. And you're doing it with people who get it, who are there right with you, Then we have the Five of Coins energy. Now, the Five of Coins energy can definitely be, more than anything, like a poverty mindset. Could certainly be. That you're just very worried. You could be very worried about money. You may experience some sort of financial setback, or it can be very mental, though. The Five of Pentacles can be very mental. It's like you're feeling more of a lack than there is in reality. You actually have a lot more support around you than you realize right now. Things are not as bad as they seem initially, but the thing is, there needs to be this deciphering between what it is that you ultimately want in your mind's eye and what the reality of the situation is. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. With the Five of Coins, you're going to be fine. It's not that you don't have anything. It's just like, it's not what you really wanted, and it's not what you expected. So you're in this space of like, all right, you know, that could be the conflict. Like, you just saying, all right, well, what am I supposed to do with that, really? Let me just pull an extra card here. Yeah, so we have the Eight of Coins. Yeah, I mean, the Eight of Coins is you're going to be mastering your work. You're going to be focusing on loving what you do. You're going to be throwing yourself into a situation. I like the Eight of Coins, right? Because it's the energy of mastery. And then we have the Tower. So the lights are coming on, and you're going to be faced with this idea of, all right, do I even really, really, really want to be doing this? And the answer will be a transition. The Ace of Wands. Into something. This is a new project, a new urge to create something. This is a new inspiration. There's newness here. So for some of you, you may be holding on to some sort of situation that you need to release once and for all and transition into something else. Thing is with the Tower, as I always say, Tower is a Mars energy, and Mars is very obsessed with putting us on a rightful path. It's like he pays attention to, if we're paying attention to the red flags. If there's an expiration date that we are ignoring, having to do with money, having to do with the situation. But Virgo, I feel like you're like, I just want to do my work. I just want to do me. That's all I want. And I just want everything to go like smooth and easy. And it's like, damn it, why do we have to have all this external drama? You know, and you're very good at what you do, and there's no question about that. But something's got to end so that you can transition into a new way of doing something. So for some of you, this could be the falling apart of like a lawsuit, an agreement, something that you had cooking, but don't worry, because something else is right behind it. So if this is some sort of like offering, or the acceptance of some sort of project, anything like that, don't worry, because we have the fabulous, and I'm going to tell you something, the Ace of Wands illuminates all of the minor arcanas in the reading. So this is really good. So I like this. I do. I feel like this is going to be going in a good direction for you guys. So let's move on to relationship read. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread for relationship as well, but keep in mind I am going to be doing the deep read next time. So in that read I'm going to be dealing with singles, complicated couples. Will be going deep with all of that. All right, so let's see what we have going on. Again, those cardinal signs are going through it with relationships, You guys just really are. Aries, Cancer, you guys. Okay, let's pull. Okay. Conflict. We have a sneak. There's a sneak in the grass. All right. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. It's just I'm seasick. I'm looking at that little Lenormand spread. Libra. Cycles. Things are good, they're not good. I can't be in this more. I'm leaving you. Oh. Let's try it again, kind of thing. All right, let's see what we have here. The Libra who resonates with this has another energy involved, okay? Sorry if it's not your reading. Maybe we'll get you next time with the deep love read. There's not only one energy here, and it's coming from you. So we have conflict, and then there's sun, and then we have the snake. So the snake, you want to think about the snake from the Garden of Eden. It's like, eat the apple, I swear, nothing's going to happen to you. It's perfectly safe, knowing full well that they're going to get, like, deemed to hell for all of eternity, right? Because of the sin, right? And whatever, but, I'm going to get into that. But it is this duplicitous energy, okay? It's this not being 100% honest about. Now, look, I mean, I see another energy here for you. This is what's coming through to me, but they might be doing it too. I'm not doing a read on them. Next week I will. I'll be doing a read on the other energy as well. But we have this indicating this is cycles, and this is changes, right? Because this is the kind of energy on the merry-go-round where there's up and down, which this indicates a cycle. Now, she is a messenger bag with a letter, which indicates that some sort of message is going to be coming in. Then we have house. So this could be some sort of agreement. Okay, look, if you guys are married, these could be divorce papers. If this could actually be you guys getting married, but maybe this energy is really not, or, not everybody showing up 100%. We have it with the house, this new cycle with the house. It's almost like a new cycle of living arrangements. So maybe some of you are like getting a new house, you're moving out, somebody's moving in, somebody's moving in, moving out, something with the house. But this could also be a change in your ability to feel really firmly footed, really very completely grounded in a situation. We have this working with the moon energy, and the moon is everything that lives underneath the surface, right? So there's something going on underneath the surface that is not being, because the moon has a lot to do with secrets, and it has a lot to do with the emotional space, right? And I know a lot of people get upset with this, but this is just simply the reality of the energy. The moon rules the fourth house, and the fourth have Cancer. And the fourth house is the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So a lot of times, this is the energy where in our emotions, we're trying to validate why we're making certain choices or why we're doing certain things, right, within the relationship. So, how this can end up manifesting, though, is with the relationship is you're very confused and you're disappointed because you feel like they let you down, and they may have let you down. Maybe you had a really controlling partner. Maybe they cheated, or maybe you always felt the threat of them cheating or something like that, but there's a lack of trust that this relationship can actually really work, that ends up leading you to making an ultimate decision. And that sort of ends up having this rippling effect here. Now, in the recent past, I see Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a piece of information coming in. So this is getting a phone call, some sort of news coming in that's really, really positive, that incites quick change. So this could be, maybe you guys were not in communication, and you finally heard from them, or you were waiting for your partner to say X, Y, and Z. I want to go to therapy. I want to work this out. Whatever the case is, it could certainly be that. Let's have the conversation, whatever it is, right? You waiting on something, right? This could also, for some of you, indicate that somebody reached out to you from the past that made you feel really good and very, very happy. Now but that's in the past as well. Situation right now, we have the King of Pentacles working with the King of Swords. Okay, so we have two kings here. So this is this destiny's at play here for sure. So we have the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles is very solid and practical energy. There's a lot of rivalry within this connection, Libra. There is no question. There's a lot of rivalry because I am feeling that this is more of a cross with this King of Swords. This is not a really... because we have two kings here. It's like, how do I want to say this? I always feel like one of you is like about money, And the other one is about truth. That's the best way for me to put it, and that could manifest in many, many different ways, right? But the King of Pentacles is about, because this is a relationship read, it could just be very practical and very sort of like, this is the way it needs to be, right? Mentally, physically, and emotionally, we need to work on this, this, and this. Now, remember, this isn't in astrology. This is in Aries and Taurus energy, okay? The King of Pentacles. Aries wants their way, when they want it, the way they want it. And this is what they want, right? And Taurus is a very practical, very earthy energy. So there's a lot of like, this is the way it has to be kind of thing. My way, the highway kind of thing. There's not a lot of emotion that's being generated here. So it's being crossed by the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is, not the King of Swords, the King of Swords, I'm sorry. So the King of Swords is a very cold energy here, right? I mean, but it's not cold because it doesn't feel. It could be cold because there's hurt. It could be cold. There could be coldness here because there's just been, you guys are going through a really hard time right now. But it's like stepping out of the emotional space and stepping into the intentional, strategic element, right? Understanding that something needs to be strategized here. So there is coldness here having to do with the situation within this energy. But here is the crowning energy is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is like bypassed. You know, this is Sun in Aries. This is being very focused, like not even turning around. Just focusing on the past and on the future. The emotions are in the future. The way out is in the future. It's a way. It's like done. Right? Doesn't even want to turn around. So this is about, though, the Three of Wands always includes another energy. So this is something about the future is beckoning you forward, you know, and you might not even know exactly what it is, or you might know exactly what it is, right? It's going to be different for each of you. I don't know, you know, what is being triggered in your natal chart with any of these transits right now. That's very different for each of you. So this is just for the general Libra collective, but we do have the Nine of Swords as the foundation, and you are stressing out right now, Libra. There's no question. You are very concerned. I mean, this is the kind of energy where it's like 3 a.m., I call it, intrusive thoughts. What am I going to do? And remember that Nine of Swords energy in astrology is about Mars and Gemini. And Mars is like, Libra, what is the right answer for you? You can't be with this energy right now because they're not good for you. What is good for you? Because Mars ultimately will move us off a path that he sees we're not meant to be on. And he'll put us on the chariot and like pat us on the back and say, okay, good luck, because we ultimately have free will. And Mars knows that. But that chariot is supposed to take us towards our metaphorical home space. But what does that even mean to us? We don't know, right? So this is, you're going to be like, what do I do? Kind of thing. You right now, you are the King of Wands energy. This is very interesting because despite all of this that's going on, the stress, because I feel like there's a lot of stress involved here, there is so much like energy inside of you. You just want somebody who's faithful. You're faithful. You want somebody to show up in the same way as you. You are in an energy where you are very, very charming right now. You're very courageous too. You're not ready to throw in the towel as far as romance goes. So now this could have to do with, because it's a king energy, this could absolutely have to do with this energy that you're engaged. You may be engaging with another energy. There may be another energy that's sort of, and I hate to say this, right, but I almost feel like you're in communication, if not in relationship, with an energy external to this one that's infusing you with like life. Not that you need that person to live, but sometimes when it's just part of the human condition, this is not exclusive to you guys, when you're in a very painful space, somebody outside can just kind of be recognized as being like a life raft, even if it's just through communication or keeping it casual or something like that, while you go through something, right? While you, as I always say, like cross the street from here to there. So I do feel like Your passion is very alive. It really is. Now, you still may be very attracted to your partner. That may be a thing too. You may be very attracted to somebody else. You just may be feeling really, really beautiful at the same time, which is not very difficult for a Libra energy, because you guys are ruled by Venus, and Venus is just going to be doing her very cute thing in that fabulous fifth house for you, which is all about romance. So Venus is going to be in the fifth house. So you're just going to be very attractive and very, people are going to be feeling very amorous about you. And, you know, we have this King of Cups energy. King of Cups, very tolerant energy, very supportive, somebody who really wants to listen. King of Cups, we say in astrology, is Libra and Scorpio, right? Libra is about, you know, what are you guys about? Scales, right? You guys are, again, by Venus. How do we feel about this? And having that conversation in order to change, because it's Libra and Scorpio, which is all about change and transformation, and trying to have that conversation about that. So you're feeling a lot of attraction towards this particular energy that wants to transform something. But I'm going to explain to you why I do believe, you know, there are a number of things showing up for me here that tell me that there is another energy involved. If you're resonating with this, if you're not, don't try to make it fit, as I feel like you're the one who's experiencing it. So if that's not your story, maybe we get you next time. But we have the moon energy here as well. Now, this is very confusing. This is a confusing energy as far as, you know, when it comes to relationships. You know, again, feeling like somebody let you down, that lack of trust that you're going to be able to work something out. So it could be this kind of situation where maybe you and a partner are on this cycle. You're together, you're not together, you're together, you're not together. And maybe you meet somebody and you're not sure, what do I do with them? But this partner really wants to try to work things out with you, or at least work out some sort of arrangement. You're very confused because they hurt you in the past. And here you are going, I don't know which freaking pentacle to pick. I don't know which path, right? The Two of Pentacles is about having two choices and needing to weigh options. But the Eight of Cups, ultimately, wherever the toxicity hangs out, maybe everybody's toxic and you're walking away from everybody. But the Eight of Cups is about withdrawing and just moving on and abandoning a situation once and for all, because there's something toxic here. And at the end of the day, you know, in astrology, this is Saturn and Pisces. You know that you are never going to be able to reach where it is that you want to be in relationship with this particular individual. It doesn't mean you don't love them. You may have a lot of love for them, which is the hardest part. A lot of you may have checked out already. Mentally, you checked out already from a situation. That comes up a lot with the Eight of Cups for me. But you want to just make sure that if you're leaving, you do it right and you do it with integrity. You know, again, just because to me, you know, the 8 is, I know it to be an energy of mastery, and you don't want to mess with the energy of mastery. So no ghosting, okay? Ghosting is a big no-no in this energy. That will definitely come back later on and bite you in the ass, and who wants that? So if you're feeling a certain way and you need to end something, you need to move on from something, be honest about it. Especially with all of these energies, Saturn is sitting with his pad, especially when Mercury's retrograde. Taking notes. It's so important that we all live in our integrity right now. It's so, so important. So, all right, like if, you know, your friend asks you if you like their haircut and it's terrible and you say it looks great, all right, that's a white lie. You could do that, but you know what I'm saying. Try not to fib in this energy. Separation, seduction, hammer, cycles, talking. All right, I need another one. Axe, yep. Yeah, so we have separation. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, unsure of the future. So I do see there ultimately being a separation. Then we have seduction, attraction, getting out there, flirting, third-party interference, hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, repetitive interrogation, persistent working on it. So cycle. Talking. Again, talking, more talking. And then we have the Axe, breakup, separation, stop. Literally, can you read that? Stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Whew, I'm tired. that energetically exhausted me, my friends. It did. Because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, Libra. It's all going to be okay. You just have to get through this very challenging time period. But it's all happening exactly the way it's supposed to, no matter how confusing and stuck you might feel in the moment. Please believe that, okay? All right, guys, until next time, thank you so much for joining me. You take care. Bye-bye.